go, he's spearfishing. 3-prong is really nice. Just get a piece of bamboo or a stick. There are tricks to climbing a coconut tree, which he clearly knows. I've tried this, it's hard. Pretty much a coconut like that landing on your head is gonna kill you. There's the water still with that tarp. Good job, buddy. Hi, I'm Kinga Philipps. I'm a wilderness, outdoor, and survival expert, and I would rather be on a deserted island than around people. So today I'm gonna be looking at the survival game Stranded Deep, and this is gonna be awesome because I'm gonna let you know what's real, what's not, what works, what doesn't, if you're gonna live or if you're gonna die. Oh, we got another plane crash. You know, there are really only so many ways that you can get into a survival situation, but I would like to see some creativity. Maybe abducted by aliens from a crop circle and then dropped on a deserted island. But we'll go with plane crash here. Doesn't seem very survivable. I hope he's in his brace position. Ooh, oh, we're going down, folks. Oh, he's down. He's underwater now. He crash landed into the ocean and he is conscious and able to swim out. That is already a major plus. Burning debris. Oh, there we go, flotation device. That is a good thing to get a hold of. And now it's day and he's got himself a raft and it looks like he's near a deserted island. This is good. Raft has a sea anchor, which is basically like a parachute that will slow you down, and big swell. Even got his paddle. It's great. It is a lovely deserted island. Quite small, might not have a water source, but beggars can't be choosers when you are in a survival situation in the ocean. Got some tide pools and rocks. Those are gonna come in handy later. Some fishing. Looks like maybe some eel grass there. Actually, it looks like there have been other wrecks there, which could be good. That means there's probably gonna be some debris that you can use. Maybe pull that raft up a little more so that if the tide rises, you don't lose your raft. You wanna hang on to that. Oh, a tarp. Score. There you go. You've got your shelter. You've got a water catcher. You can make a water still with that. Really, a tarp is damn good find. He's collecting some plants. So he's getting out of business. He got to the island and he's like, look, I'm here. It's my new home. There's a crab. Probably gonna eat that later. Gonna make myself some shelter. Probably would be worth looking for some water. Maybe heading inland to the interior of the island, seeing if there is a fresh water source. If not, you've got the tarp, buddy. Set that thing up, make yourself a water still. Gonna be thirsty real quick. Got a knife, this is great. I don't know if he found that or if he made that, but it doesn't matter. Pretty stoked to have a knife. Collecting items, rocks, plants. See the crab, great meal. 5-star Michelin rated restaurant quality. Crabs, shellfish, seaweed, all really good things. Tree, okay, so he can build himself a shelter, or maybe he's gonna build himself a spear and do some spear fishing, get himself some fish. He's got all those shallows around him, that's great. Got some shade, some nice big trees. He's gonna build a fire, probably a good thing to do right off the bat. If your plane went down, they're gonna be looking for you. They're gonna know where your last communication was. They're gonna be looking for you by air, most likely, so smoke is a good thing. Fire, you can even spread that fire out. You can even spell things, SOS, hello, go away, whatever you want. Looks like he has some meat already. Well, this guy just, like, he's on it. He's like, I'm on an island, I got myself some food, I'm gonna cook it. Anything you find to eat, you're gonna wanna cook. Another option for water, obviously coconuts, which is, look at that. Great minds, that's what he's going for. There are tricks to climbing a coconut tree, which he clearly knows. I've tried this, it's hard. One thing you don't wanna do is set up your shelter underneath a coconut tree because pretty much a coconut like that landing on your head is gonna kill you. Also avoid them if it's windy. Got himself a fire, he's got a coconut. The coconut meat you can use to eat, rather nutritious. Coconut water, it's good hydration, lots of electrolytes there. You can also use that as a bowl. I've cooked fish that I've caught on a deserted island in a coconut bowl. Gives it great flavor. Took down a big tree. Those palm branches are great, they're fiber. You can build yourself some shoes, weave together a hat, use it as sun protection. Oh, there you go, he's building himself a shelter. It's nice, it's morning, it's glorious, that positive mental attitude that is so valuable in survival situations. Probably wishing you had a cup of coffee right now. There you go. Okay, so this is the best way to eat, honestly, is to build yourself a spear, get out into the shallows, watch where you step. A lot of these tropical islands are gonna have some poisonous critters down there, scorpionfish, jellyfish, sea snakes. So get out into the shallows, watch your feet. You also don't want to cut yourself on the rocks. Infection's going to be a real problem if that happens, but get out there, and if you stand in the water about ankle deep, knee deep, with a sharp spear, you're going to be able to get yourself some fishes. Don't make direct eye contact with them. They know, they really do. When we spearfish, you look away from the fish before you shoot it because it sees your eyes and it knows that you're a predator and you want to eat it. A fire spit, this is great. He's going to cook himself some fish on that. Everything you catch to eat, you're gonna wanna cook. Even fresh fish, usually when we spearfish and we catch them, we freeze them for a day or two because wild fish often have parasites. Tropical areas like this, you also have cicatera to contend with, and that is a toxin that comes from algae that the fish eat, that the reef fish eat. So when you do take fish in tropical locations, you wanna take the smallest examples of the species. So like a barracuda or a parrotfish, grouper, anything like that. You wanna take the smallest ones because the big ones obviously have more toxin accumulated in them. Guy's got a fire, he's got a spit. I didn't see how he built that fire. Maybe he used his knife like steel and just had a spark going, or maybe he had a lighter, who knows? Keep that fire going all the time. It's gonna be your signal. To take down a trunk like that, you can fell it and just feed it into the fire. Oh, there you go, he's spearfishing. 3-prong is really nice. You just get a piece of bamboo or a stick. You can split it 3 ways with a rock, tie it around, bind it. Exactly what he's done there, it's perfect. Put a rock in there, so now he has a hatchet. There's the water still with that tarp. Good job, buddy. Water stills are a fantastically effective way to either distill salt water or to catch fresh water. A meat smoker. Where are you gonna get meat? Creatures on this island? Did you check the island? Upon finding yourself on a deserted island, one of the first things you should do is look for civilization, because there might be a St. Regis on the other side of the island. You never know. Looks like an aloe plant. Yeah, it's aloe, that's great. You can actually eat the interior of that. You don't want to eat down by the stem, the thicker part that's white, because that is gonna give you diarrhea, and nothing dehydrates you faster than diarrhea. Smoking meat, it's a great way to preserve meat, is to smoke it, to dry it out. Do that with fish too, that says water still. Guy is gangbusters. He's gonna survive there happily for quite some time. All he needs is a volleyball to name. There's a storm coming. We've got waves, so you might want to get to some higher ground because a lot of these islands that lie very low, I mean, they're only a few feet above sea level. So if you have a storm surge coming in, you're gonna be in trouble. So higher ground, if there's a storm, it's great. Although this guy decided to go swimming. Seems like there's a storm and he's like, I'm gonna go free diving. There's a shark, it's a reef shark, you're fine, they're not gonna bother you. Be more worried about jellyfish than anything else, to be honest. Buggers are nasty. One stung my butt once, hurt for like 3 days. There's a life raft. Is he putting his life raft in the water? Did he just decide in the middle of night to leave the island? Maybe not a good option. Just wants to go out and see the stars. All right, so this guy decided, it looks like it's night, and he is going to paddle out in his life raft. Now it's morning, he's like, I'm done, I'm getting off this island. There's a sunken ship there. Your much better bet, if you have sufficient water, is to stay on the island, unless you think help is just not coming. But to be out in open water versus an island, oh, look at that, it's a shark. Looks like a hammerhead. It's not gonna bother you. I like swimming with sharks. Oh, this is a different island. So maybe he's in an archipelago. He's like, let's explore the other islands. This one actually looks like it's a slightly bigger island. Got a lot of trees and it's got some kind of a rock formation. So maybe his thinking is, I will climb said rock formation and look out onto the horizon. Maybe a good place to build a signal fire too. Pull that raft way up so it doesn't float away on you. It's your shelter, your water collection device, and your get the hell out of there device. Oh look, a peccary or a pig on this very small island. That's interesting. Guy's on his new island now. Kind of has to start from scratch with shelter, fire. He built himself an axe, again with the 3-prong split there. Stuff for cutting things down, bludgeoning things, defense, offense. Oh, there's that pig again. It looks like it has 2 spears in it. Look, if you're on an island and there's a pig, great score. That's meat for weeks if you ration it and dry it. Take that meat, you can slice it up. Obviously you want to gut it quite quickly, get rid of the stomach, get rid of the innards. And he had that spit on his last island. You could do that again, you could cook it. You could build yourself a hole in the sand, put some hot rocks in there, wrap the meat up in leaves, put it in there, bury it. A couple hours later, come back and you've got a Kahlua pig. Going into the shallows to do some spearfishing again. That hammerhead shark is giving him grief, probably curious. Maybe he can harvest some seaweed. Most seaweed is quite edible and nutritious. That's a good option. Made himself a little moonlit paddle. He was over that island. I hope he's appreciating that beautiful full moon. It's part of the survival mindset, appreciating the beauty around you. This guy is really not taking the stay in place advice. He's like, look, there's a lot of islands, I want to explore them all. That's fair. Ah, we got a sunken ship. There might be some stuff to find here. So he's free diving now with the spear, probably for safety. In case there's some critters out there he just has to defend himself against. Swimming around in the sunken boat. Probably some good stuff to find on there. Yeah, take that, take the wood. See if there's anything in that chest. All right, spyglass, that's good. Guy can hold his breath. Buoys, could use those for a raft. I mean, you've got your raft, but that's a pretty decent backup. Probably wanna collect those. Built himself a raft there. Not sure what happened to a survival raft. I would have gone with that over this, but hey, it's good to have backups. So he's building himself a large raft. Apparently he is over the island and he is planning to get the hell out of Dodge. I would personally prefer to stay on the island until I'm found, rather than be out in open water, but to each their own. Maybe he's got a few more islands to explore in the archipelago. So he's foregoing his raft and building himself this really exceptional raft out of wood, packing it up with all the crates he got off that boat. Himself a container shelf. At this point, you can build yourself a sail if you're so industrious. That'll probably help you. Oh, look at that. Built himself a sail. Got himself a rudder, okay. And again, he does have a perfectly good survival raft over there. Nothing else, bring that with you if you're leaving. You might want to bring some food with you as well. It's probably more abundant on the island than it is in open water because your options in open water are going to be rather slim. You're going to have to fish, which means you're going to have some kind of a hook. Use fish bone for that, kind of soda can tops. Lots of options for fish hooks, but you gotta have them. A lot of people in survival situations in open ocean catch seabirds and drink their blood. An unappealing option unless you are starving and dehydrated. This guy was pretty knowledgeable. Immediately got to the island, started to build himself a shelter, took that tarp and built himself a water still because you need water immediately. He knew how to spearfish. He made himself that 3-pronged spear. I give him a 9 for survival. That was Stranded Deep, and that's actually a really cool survival game, and that guy knew what he was doing. Very fun. I had a good time. Hope you guys did too. For more videos, check out the Gameology YouTube and Facebook pages. Any kind of a bacteria is gonna give you diarrhea. So if you eat the wrong thing, if you eat a bad plant, if you eat meat that's not properly cooked, if you drink water that hasn't been purified through boiling, you have a good chance of exposing yourself to explosive diarrhea. Nobody wants that.